Every year, thousands of useful items are thrown away instead of being reused. I gave a presentation to our data science students, challenging them to use their IT skills to help reduce the number of items sent to landfill every year. And this is how I met Nav, one of LSBU's most entrepreneurial students.
Nav is one of my best students. He's always very enthusiastic about joining extracurricular activities. In terms of the elephant project, he played an instrumental part in the development, and him being nominated for the Sustainability Award makes me really proud and happy because it acknowledges all his hard work and his passion for IT and sustainability.
Hey, so everyone's here to listen to the story about Elephant App. So before we get into that point, let's just start with myself. So I'm Nav, currently the third year data science student, and this whole Elephant App journey started when I actually started university, like the second month of the university. Back in that time, I still remember Paul coming to one of the other lectures within my school to the second year students at that time. He probably presented some challenges to the students about sustainability, how they can incorporate technology within their sustainability work. And one of my lecturers, who was also teaching me, she came to me and she was like, "Nav, there's this problem which recently got presented to our second year students. Would you be interested in that?" And since going back to that point and thinking that what my experience level was and if I would have been able to develop the app or not, I would say that if I would rank my software development or my overall development experience 8 out of 10, at that time it was barely 3 out of 10, but I still took on the challenge. The reason being for that was the aim for using technology in sustainability, and you can't really think of that many applications, the technical applications that you can use in sustainability, which was a challenge. Like, I remember I spent like 3 months thinking about how we can use technology in sustainability. I mean, they need an app, they need a website. What do they really need? The question was very broad, that they need to use technology in there. So eventually, over the period of time and some research, and came up with an idea that we're going to develop an app which will kind of teach students or motivate students to give their time to sustainability and stuff like that. But again, that idea was still too broad, so we narrowed it down and we came up with a simple application, and we thought that why not go with a free cycling platform. Now out there is free cycle community, and free cycle word itself is a copyright of a community, free cycle community. But we thought that, okay, let's take that as an inspiration and build a really simple to use version of a free cycle application, which whereby students can easily free cycle their items with no more than 3 clicks, and it will just change the way people see recycling or free cycling. So that is overall what Elephant App in a nutshell is. But now, going back to the point of how this really happened, first of all, this would have been possible without the motivation I had from Paul. Paul, literally every single point, he'd been like, "Nav, we need to build this." Like, being a student, university in London in 21st century, working on something sustainability or free cycling or recycling isn't something really cool in peer groups. I mean, if I was working on something really fancy and I talk about it to my friends, it'll be really exciting. But now I've seen that. Go talk to my friends. "Oh, I'm developing a free cycling app." Oh, they'll be like, "What it is? Like, is it?" It doesn't get that much attention, but that's what we changed through the Elephant App. And Paul was there to motivate every time that, "Now we need to get this done." So, but I just used the mechanism I relied on since my school. That is, learn, implement, learn and implement. Along with my course, I used to spend, I still remember coming back to the libraries in weekends, or even after my lectures, going to student union, finding any empty place there, working on Elephant app, and chasing down all of the teachers whenever I had problems with Elephant app, any code problems, any debugging. And the app was in its working state last year around summertime, but then the things started getting complicated when we have to make it live. The legal stuff came in and everything started hitting in, and for 1 month I realized I'm not actually a developer, I'm a lawyer, because I was going to speak to all other legal departments and talking about the app, and then suddenly that moved into making me think, okay, I'm not a lawyer anymore, I'm a marketing guy, because I had to put my effort on marketing. And that time I realized developing an app takes 10 to 20% of your effort, but the rest of it is marketing. No matter how cool something you create, the only thing matters is how you present it. And then Steve Jobs has always been my idol, and I was like, how he made iPhone possible in that time where people weren't believing in smartphones or full screen touchscreen phones. So going back to his point, he mentioned that market to the people who actually care. So right after the launch of the Elephant app around September last year, we were marketing to literally everyone. But now what matters here is we need to market to the people who actually care about the planet, who actually care about recycling, who actually kind of are ready to put their time, their effort into protecting the earth. So we all know that there is a huge buzz in the governments and everywhere talking about we put in this much budget towards recycling, towards sustainability, and in terms of politics and business, these things might sound a bit like areas of focus, but it's not going to happen unless we ourselves put effort into it. We incorporate that into our daily lives, at our homes, so we try to involve every single aspect of our life into sustainability. Only then it's going to happen. Otherwise, the businesses come and go. Politics, the voting system is, and we vote every 5 years, so politicians come and go. But what stays there is our intention, is ourselves. So we need to put ourselves into it, and we have to incorporate sustainability into our daily lives. And only then we can come up with millions of use cases like Elephant app, which is a kind of tiny use case of what we can do, and then we can see the big changes happening with our tiny efforts. Thank you very much.
Nav delivered a highly engaging lecture within the Managing Technological Innovation module, and he shared his experiences of how he developed the Elephant app with great support from the sustainability team and colleagues in informatics. He was able to discuss the challenges and why we needed free cycling, how it impacts LSBU as a community. That really engaged the students, because they were able to ask a fellow student why they pursued this path and what challenges they faced and what rewards they got as a result of this engagement. This kind of activity is really worthwhile within the curriculum, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without the help and support of the sustainability team.
Nav's Elephant app has been a wonderful initiative to see being developed by one of our students here at LSBU. It identifies such a simple and obvious way in which we can be more sustainable, but then makes it available to people using the most common way that we communicate, the typical media that are available to us. The app, I think, also identifies somebody who has gone way beyond what you would expect of a student during their studies. In his own time, he developed the app itself. It's been used extensively at LSBU, and I think the concept of a student driving forward an idea like this and working with the team to bring it to fruition is a fantastic exemplar.